All right, guys, we have arrived at the much anticipated, I've anticipated this at least, Recovery WOD Wednesday. You know what, we're gonna get into it right now. Put on your favorite playlist. We're gonna listen to some music. We're gonna stretch for a probably solid half hour. And you're gonna feel amazing afterwards. That is the goal. And then tomorrow we'll be back at it and we'll crush workouts to finish out the week, okay? So let me start the timer over here, which you guys don't need to pay attention to too much. This is mostly just for me to keep us on track. So we're gonna get started down on the floor in 3, 2, 1, and we'll turn our fingers back toward our knees. We're gonna do a wrist stretch. So gently sit back and shift your weight left and right. And we'll stretch the forearms and the wrist right here. Ooh, this feels really good. So my wrists have been getting banged up lately, and they've been sensitive while doing push-ups. So I figured if I'm feeling it, you guys are probably feeling it too. So we should probably get some stretches in for the wrists and also some strengthening exercises for them as well. All right, let's go. Fingers out to the side. We'll kind of whip through this to make sure we have enough time for all the things that need to be done today. And reverse the direction. Woo! We started from. And now let's turn them in even further. We're in this awkward position here. You're gonna try to sit back and shift your weight left and right. Woo! This one hardly works for me. I'm not very good at it yet. All right, and let's go back of the hands down now. You may need to creep your knees in closer to your hands to take pressure off the wrists. Now, level 1, can you straighten your arms? Level 2, can you externally rotate by turning your elbow pits forward? And level 3 is, all right, now we're in position. Let's see if we can gently sit back toward our heels and shift your weight left and right here. Woo! All right, and we'll sit on up and we'll roll out the wrists. Now, if that felt good, that is the wrist stretch routine. Now we're gonna get into some strengthening exercises coming up next. And just so you know how I have this blocked out, we've got wrist, then we got our hips and lower body, we got shoulders and upper body, and we're gonna finish with the spine. So if any of those parts of your body are feeling especially tight or you need work done, then reference this video and find that sequence of stretches. All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop onto all fours. We're gonna lean our shoulders directly over your palms. Pick your thumbs up off the floor and keep them lifted the entire time as you press up. So your fingers are still in contact with the floor, but your palm is lifted up at an angle. You lower down, tap, and come right back up. So thumbs up off the floor the entire time. Let's go 10 reps right here. Now, if that's too much weight in your palms, just move your knees forward, or you can move them back if there's too much weight in your legs. Because I want these to be challenging by the end, guys. So adjust the distance between your palms and your knees to get the right challenge for you. Go 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we'll roll those out. Get off me, fly. All right, next one. This one I really like, and it helps if you have a soft surface around. So I'm gonna use this boogie board. If you got carpet or yoga mat, that'll really help you out with this one because you're going fists into the boogie board or surface. And watch me do this one first. Elbows out hard to the side. I'll lower down, tap my nose, and then press. Oh, I shouldn't go down all the way. And I'll press back up. Nice and controlled all the way down, all the way up. The goal is keep a straight line from your forearm into the wrist. So I'm going to try and maintain that line as I open up my hand. And then right about there, it starts to break. See that break? That's where I'm going to then turn it around and try to recover that straight line as I bring it back up to standing. I want to keep pressure on the knuckles and on the back of the hand the entire time because that's how we're going to strengthen the wrists. All right, so one more, it looks like this. Nice and slow and controlled. Nose touches. And press back up. You can't really do this wrong. Let's go for reps. Let's just get some repetitions in today. So move your knees close if you want to err on the side of caution as well, which I suggest starting with. All right, and we'll go for, let's go about 50 seconds with these. Ready and begin. So elbows out as you lower down under control. Now the back of the hand should be fully on the ground. Tap your nose. And we'll press through the back of the palm. Press and then rock up into the knuckles. And we're back up. And we'll keep going. You can probably feel this one strengthening your wrists. I do anyways. I love this one. We get a few more reps, guys. Let's go one more. Ooh. All right, and the last one we're gonna do, you can move that board aside, is the dolphin push-up. So we go super wide, and I want you to walk your knees in very close to your hands on this one. This definitely want to err on the side of caution and keep a lot of the weight in your legs and only walk back when you feel really confident in your ability to perform this move. So we're going wide. Here's what it looks like. I'm gonna start with my arms straight and elbows facing forward or in external rotation. And I'm gonna lower down, touch just my nose to the floor and press up into external rotation. So let's do 10 reps like that. Ready and begin. I'm supposed to strengthen the back of the wrists and make sure, and get some mobility. Restore that mobility if you lost it. Or if this is easy for you, then you're already set. And it's just a weird looking push-up. Yeah. Let's do 3 more. 2. So make sure you're protecting the wrists here. Be very careful with the amount of weight you put on the back of your wrists like that. Whoo, okay. That is it for the wrists because we've got other things we need to get into. But if any of those were a challenge for you, you might want to do a whole another set of the stretches and the strengthening exercises. So play around with those on your own time. Let's get into our hip stretches. We're gonna do something called the hip rotisserie, which starts, we'll actually start in the bottom of the squat. So we'll start in the bottom of the squat. We'll just shift left and right. And you can kind of rock up under the toes on one side as the heel drops on the other. And just move around. Now sit up nice and tall and shift your weight left and right. Let's go wide with the stance. And we'll drop our hips down again. Ooh, even that changes the stretch quite a bit. All right, we'll return to our normal squat stance. Let's go hands on the ground. We'll do a few squat bows. So drop your elbows down and your chest forward. And then lift your chest up. I like to go hands on the shoes, hips down and chest way up. Now place the hands down, elbows down. Hands on the feet and lift up. All right, now let's step to the side into our lateral lunge. Woo, and now we're gonna get into what's called the hip rotisserie. And I think it'll make sense once we get into it. All right, so maybe you're up here. Whatever position you're in is all good. I want this heel down though. This heel down on the floor. Feeling the stretch mostly right in here. Sometimes you'll feel it in here as well. All right, and now we're gonna pay attention to which way you rotate here. We're gonna turn our hips down into our Spider-Man lunge. Now that direction we just rotated in is important because we're gonna rotate again in that same direction coming up. For now, just move your hips around. And now let's rotate again in that same direction. It looks like this. I do a 90-degree turn with the foot, and you drop your hip down to the side. And if you move and shift your hips around, you might be able to feel different stretches along the outside of your body here. Ah! 3, 2, 1, and we'll come back into our Spider-Man. Whew. Hold for about 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and we'll turn open back to our original position, which is that Kazakh Squat. Oh. Go for about 5 more seconds here. 2, 1, and we'll shift to the other side. Ooh, see how I did that? Other side. Oh man. Yeah, definitely some tightness. What is this little critter running around here? There's fire ants around here, so I'm very cautious, even of little bugs. And I found a centipede in here earlier. All right, and let's turn the hips down. So rotate the hips in one particular direction. Yeah. And we're now in our Spider-Man lunge. Ooh. Man, this one feels good today. And now we'll keep turning in that same direction. So it goes 90-degree turn with the front foot. Then you drop your hip. Whew. And you can rotate your hips forward. We can tilt them back to hunt around for a stretch here. Ooh. And I feel it way down the hip, even up here in the shoulder, in the lat as well. Kind of an interesting stretch that we don't do very often, but I definitely feel something from it. And we'll turn back to this pose, our Spider-Man. And we'll turn it open again to our back, to our Kazakh Squat. Yay. All right, and we'll stand it on up. You can bring your feet in right under you, and we'll just drop down and we'll hang. Grab your elbows. And we'll just swing left and right. Get a nice hammy stretch. And hang heavy right here. As you sweep from left to right side. So you can just gradually allow gravity to pull you deeper and deeper into this stretch and lower toward the ground. Whew. All right, and you can stand it on up. All right, oh, we got 2 more leg stretches. We have time? We got time. So we get into our pigeon, can't forget that. One of the best, or my favorite, glute stretches. So we'll start upright first, and we'll knock these out pretty quick to make sure we have time for everything. And now walk it down low. And we'll hang out down here. What is happening to me? Whew, man, this is the money stretch today. Whew, but we gotta switch sides. We gotta keep this train moving. As good as that feels. Other leg forward. Spin it. And we'll lift it on up. Over 5, 3, 2, 1, and now I'll bring it down to the flow. So I gotta blow all these bugs out of my way. Oh, and relax, man. This stretch is getting me. 3, 2, 1. And here's a stretch I think is going to be important for today. Stretching right on top of the quad by tucking the leg behind. Then you can lean back onto your hands just like this. Or maybe you can go forearms. Maybe you can go back all the way. We'll just hang out here and you can position your leg how you want to get a good stretch right on top of that quad. Hang out for 10 seconds. Whew. Very needed, this stretch. About 5, 3, 2, 1. Whew. And we'll switch sides. So other leg, tuck it behind you. Oh, and if you can't tuck it back, you can just lean off to the side and pull on it like that. So either version's fine. Whew. Oh man, I'm even feeling some tightness in my back. All right, we'll hold for about 8 more seconds. And 5, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh, okay, that's the legs right there. I guess we could do one more. These windshield wipers. There's actually plenty more we could do. But that was pretty solid. I'm feeling good right there. Now I'll get into the shoulders. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you have a broomstick or a band, we will need it a little bit later to finish off the shoulders. So you can always pause the video and grab a broomstick when we reach that portion. For now, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna get into a plank. And we're gonna push back into downward dog. And shift your hips left and right. Shift the weight in your palms left and right. And now pedal out your feet. Press through your palms. Even sit back a little bit further, dropping your chest back toward your toes. Press your chest back. Now lean forward into a plank position. You can shift your weight left and right. Now lean over the edge. We're gonna lower down into a push-up. Push up and press back in a downward dog. And shift your weight left and right again. Let's lean forward over the edge. And let's do a yoga style this time. We're gonna lower down, bring the chest to a hover just off the floor. And then we'll press into an up dog. And if you're super pro at yoga, you turn the tops of your feet down into up dog where your thighs are off the ground. You're lifting up and your shoulders are down away from your ears. And we'll press back. You tuck your toes under. Press back into downward dog. Let's try again. So you inhale as you lean forward over the edge. Exhale as you lower down to a hover just off the floor. Inhale as you untuck your toes. And lift your chest up into up dog. And exhale as you press back into down dog. Let's go through that sequence a few more times. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's hang out here for a little bit. Let's shift our weight left and right in the shoulders, in the palms. And we'll drop the knees down to the floor. You can wiggle. All right, so we're gonna press back up in a second and we're gonna do an ankle tap, which looks like this. Except we're gonna do an ankle tap hold, where you try to push and reach your head through the shoulder, and that's how we're gonna get our stretch for the shoulders. All right, let's get into it. So press back. Oh, bugs crawling everywhere. Grab on hold of one ankle. Try to press through that supporting shoulder. Pull on your arm or on the ankle to get your head through the window, and we'll hold for 10. Keep pressing, keep pulling. And 3, 2, 1, and switch. Other hand down. Press back. Woo, these are not easy. And pull. Get your head through the shoulder, through the shoulder, through the window of the shoulder, and we'll hold for about 8 more seconds. Keep pressing and pulling for 3, 2, 1, and drop down onto hands and knees. Ooh, that actually felt really good, but we are kind of running short-ish on time, so we're gonna, you can definitely do more rounds of that. We're gonna move on to the matrix though. So here's how the matrix works. You guys can do it with me. Dig your toes in and pick your knees. They're hovering just off the floor. You're gonna step through with your right foot. As you pivot all the way around onto your heels, you reach your left hand up to the sky. As you drive through your heels, and go hips up. Now I can stop right there. You can reach straight up over if you want, or I like to bend it even further and see how far I can reach over. All right, now hold. We'll go 10 seconds here. 5, and 3, 2, 1. Woo! And we'll pass through our starting position. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So left foot steps through, pivot onto your heels, hips up, and press through that supporting arm as you reach and bend it over. And we'll hold for 10 seconds here. Keep those hips up. 5, 3, 2, 1. And we'll pass back through. Let's do one more per side. Step through, hips up. Really good stretch, and also great for building shoulder stability as well in many different positions here. So maybe you've got your hips on the ground too, and maybe you're just doing it like that. But if you can get those hips off the ground nice and high, that's what we're going for. 2, 1, and we'll switch sides. Up and over the top. Hold for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Okay, we did our matrix. You know, we'll finish with the easy bridge. So plant your hands behind you. Our feet in front, drive through your heels, hips up, and hips as high as you can get them. And from here, we're gonna move our body down toward our knees, or in the direction of our knees, to change that angle of the pull on the shoulders. Whew. Just be careful if you're on a slippery surface. We'll return to our starting position, and then we'll move in that direction once again. Whew, this is a good stretch. And bring it back. Let's do 3 more. So, moving down toward the direction of your knees. Protect your shoulders. If this bugs you, you can just stay right here. And last one. And hips down. Okay, now is the time for our broom handle. Go ahead and find it. We're gonna do some classic CrossFit shoulder pass-throughs. So you go wide, keep your arms straight, you pass through, and you bring it forward. So pause the video if you don't have a broomstick and go grab one real quick. Because we're gonna do a quick little sequence. There really aren't too many good shoulder stretches that are completely body weight. I like to use a few tools to get a good stretch in the shoulders. So keep walking your grip in to get a little bit more of a stretch, but only go as far as you can maintain straight arms the entire time. And give me a few more reps. And honestly, I prefer to use the band because putting this tension on it and then throwing it over the top gives me a much better active stretch. So if you got a band, you can use a band too for all of these. All right, next one, you can do it with a broomstick or a band. We'll do some around the world. So you can put the tension on it, send it over one side, and we'll bring it down. Let's go 3 per direction. And we'll go opposite direction now. Whew. Oh, I'm starting to sweat now. All right, and the next one, this one really is best with a band, but I'm gonna demo with the broomstick in a second. You put tension on the band and you throw it over your head like so, and it gives this awesome stretch in the tricep. From all that pressing that we've been doing this week, this one should feel really good. And the way you do it with the stick is you go, like you're placing your sword in its sheath, and you grab and you press down with your other arm. Whoo, man. Definitely feeling this one. All right, and we'll hold on for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Whoo, and we'll switch. So you put your sword back in the sheath. And I like to go with this grip rather than pulling. I like to get a pressing grip so I can lock it out and get some good force, some pressure pulling down. Oh, tight triceps up in here today. And hold it. Let's go for another 8 seconds. 5, and 3, 2, 1. Whoo! Man, that felt amazing. All right, guys, that is it for the shoulders. So we've done hips, we've done wrists, we've done shoulders. Now, we're gonna finish with the spine. So lay down flat, with the arms out to the side, and we'll pick up one foot, and we'll send it over to the opposite hand, and then with our free hand, we'll go up and over the top and place it on your lower back. Now let's take a few breaths in, or a few breaths here, and with the exhale, I want you to even twist a little further. So deep inhale, twist a little further. Let's do one more. And we'll go back wide with the arms. Other leg lifts up. And we'll send it over to our hand. Ooh, back crack. And we'll go other hand up over the top. Place it on your lower back. And same thing with your breathing here. Every exhale, see if you can rotate a little bit further. All right, and we'll bring it back to center. Now let's roll onto your back. This stretch is very similar, but it can be done lying on your back. So you hug one knee in to your chest, or really actually more toward that outside shoulder. So hug in, and you get a good hip flexor stretch here. And then you're gonna pull that knee across your body as you open up your other hand to the other side. And you twist. Same thing with your breathing here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, see if you can reach that hand out further as you pull your knee down on the other side. And ideally, you want both shoulders to remain down on the ground and then get the twist from there. There's not really much point in getting this knee down if your shoulder's way up in the air. So get that shoulders pinned and then try to get in that deep twist. Last breath. All right, and we'll straighten out both legs. Bring that other knee up and pull it to your outside shoulder. And we'll hold for 5. Pull it in a little tighter. 3, 2, 1, and now we'll bring it across the body. I like to give it a little assistance by pressing on the hip. Ooh, back crack. And open up that arm to the side. Back into our breath cycling. Inhale, exhale, twist. Let's go 2 more breaths. And last one. All right, and this is a tricky stretch, but I know that when my spine is in good health, I can do this with ease. And when I'm stiff and I have back pain, or it's starting to creep in, the stiffness and the pain, then I can't do this move very well. So you bring your feet up and over the top, and you try to bring them to the floor above your head. Now if you can get here, wherever you're at, maybe you're here, maybe you're further, the goal is to get your feet down and then as far away from your head as possible. So we'll hold, we'll just go 10 seconds. You shift your weight left and right. And that stretch along the back of your neck and your spine. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. And slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, you can come on down. And grab onto your feet. And we'll do a little happy baby. Since we're here, might as well. And let's do the one where you try to get your spine flat on the floor. And then you just rock left and right. And then now let's go free form with your happy baby. You can rock back into the position we were in. A lot of times I can hunt around for back cracks here, or rock up into the shoulders. Feel some good pressure, some good stretches there. Just play around with your happy baby. Feel the freedom of being a baby. Whew. Man, I haven't done this one in a while. I forgot how fun it is. Yeah. All right, and from the baby pose, we're gonna grow into children. So flip on over, turn your toes down, and we're gonna sit back toward our heels or between the heels as you crawl your hands forward and lower down to the floor. So I feel a stretch in your hips. And then where I want you to feel it, if you crawl your hands out far enough and really sit back and we want a nice rounded position here so we can stretch these lower back vertebrae. So now let's get into some belly breathing where you try to expand inside your belly as much as you can, intake as much air. And that should give you a gentle pull along the spine. So let's lower down, deep inhale into your belly, exhale, inhale. Let's go 5 more breaths here at your own pace. Really relax into this position. And 2 more breaths. And we'll creep it on forward. Whew, we'll drop the hips down as you lift the chest up. You can tilt your head left and right. You can shimmy your shoulders. Look up, big stretch in the abs. Whew. Oh, guys, that was at least 30 minutes of stretching right there. All right, definitely not the kind of sweaty, HIIT, high intensity workout that we're used to, but that's not the intention for today. Today is all about maintaining your body's proper function, and it's about maintenance and staying away from pain. The more I do this kind of stuff and incorporate it into my daily routine, kind of like we are doing in these videos, the more healthy I feel on a daily basis, especially when I wake up in the morning. I hate feeling stiff and like there's pain or it's or stiffness or there's crunchiness when I move around. And this is the kind of stuff right here, days like today, that are gonna make us feel good, especially after all the working out and that all the contractions we're doing. We need an equal-ish amount of lengthening to preserve our healthy musculature and healthy range of motion of our joints. All right, I will leave you guys with that. Tomorrow we're gonna get after it, and Friday we're gonna keep building throughout the rest of the week. So I'll see you guys there. Aloha.